Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'ma detail the story of rapper EBK Little Play. EBK Little Play was born Yeshua Satawa on July 1st, 2004. He would grow up in Stockton, California, along with EBK Leak, but their early beginnings were completely different from the ones you know. EBK Little Play and EBK Leak would start off originally repping a Crip set from North Stockton and a street called Knickerbocker. They were also part of a rap group called NBO. By 2019, the rap group NBO, which were from North Stockton and Crip affiliated, began to drop several songs and videos. They were trying to be a group and make it out of Stockton, similar to what a group from Southeast Stockton was doing at the same time, called EBK. NBO featured several rappers including EBK Little Play and EBK Leak, who went by the name NBO Mirror, and EBK Little Play went by NBO Little Play. You could find several videos of the crew NBO all the way up to 2021. Then after that point, you wouldn't hear of the crew anymore. But Little...
Yeah, okay, so EBK Little Play used to be a Crip. I ain't know that. Yeah, I ain't familiar really with his whole little story. That's why I tapped in.
Little Play, instead of being NBO, he became 200, along with EBK Leak, who was at the time NBO Mirror. But he would face a name change, now being known as 200 Leak. In Little Play, he'd be known as Little Play 200 now, and Play and Leak would switch gangs, no longer repping NBO or Crip or even North Stockton. Their new street ties would take them all the way to Oakland, which is around an hour away from Stockton. They ended up repping 200, a well-known clique in Oakland, known for being one of the main contributors in the Oakland gang violence. No one knew the reason why they switched gangs, but Little Play and Leak took their new 200 gang ties serious. They began rapping and releasing several songs and freestyles, now under the 200 umbrella. They began to diss their new Oakland rivals in several songs, which 200's top enemy was any hood that affiliated with Case, which Case is a clique rap by several different hoods throughout Oakland.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I do vaguely remember Short 200 speaking on the situation. I actually was gonna bring him on the channel, bro, so we could talk or whatever. Hey, y'all get familiar with him. I know I seen him doing his shit, but we end up not even, you know, I was playing, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Snitching on the case, that's when t-shirts get a face on it. I'm in killing first if that nigga said he case for it. Y'all ain't 2K cause y'all niggas never face none. Yo,
niggas yelling 2K, that's how your brother got pulled. Really playing for the clan, police trying to lock us in. Judge acting hella janky, trying to whack me for the slam, but it is.
By the time of 2021, Stockton politics were messy, and EBK Jabo from Southeast Stockton, repping Nightingale as his hood, and from the group EBK, will have his own share of issues, even having his own issues with his gang. EBK Jabo's brother EBK Osama and EBK Young Jock's brother Harry B had issues on the case they caught with each other. Both claimed the other one snitched, and this led to picking sides between the crew and a lot of separation. While in prison, EBK Osama connected with a lot of 200 members from Oakland, and on the streets, Jabo would do the same, dropping songs with some of 200's most known faces like Cold Game and Short 200. Even Leak and Little Play would be featured on some of Jabo's songs, with Jabo will form a good relationship with both.
They talk about run that fade with Jock.
Jock just rolled it up, he just got punched on.
I do remember that too, hearing the shit about EBK Osama, him being down, getting in tune with certain niggas, whatever, how you...
Catching no fade with that little ass boy, I'll hurt that nigga. When you catch a fade, you know, when we stabbing niggas, P. You gotta step your penitentiary game up, nigga, get maxed out.
But once again, Little Play and Leak ties to their gang 200 would change for another unknown reason. And with the affiliation they had with EBK Jabo, they would start claiming Nightingale and repping EBK, and they would add EBK to their names, making them EBK Little Play and EBK Leak. So this would mean that Little Play and Leak will hop to another gang in less than a few years. Little Play and Leak will take on their new gang life of being an EBK member by jumping in all the beats they had with several Crips, like the Fly Boys, and also Town Homes, among several others. You will hear several disses in their music, and them dissing their new rivals. But their previous gang 200 will feel some way about them switching up. Short 200 would discuss them in an interview with DC Baby Draco, in an interview on his channel.
And how you feel about Leak and Play? They used to be 200.
I was heartbroken, feel me, because I bonds with these niggas, and you feel me, this shit really means something to me, so it had caused a lot of friction, like, you feel me. it was gonna be cool still, but I be seeing like, oh, them niggas is some gang hoppers, this, and that. I can't just necessarily do that.
Yeah.
I would have did my own thing too. Niggas was in the Oakland gang, first of all.
For sure.
And then supporting y'all shit, what y'all got going on in Stockton, it's like, why we gonna, so you feel me? Me personally, I'm a gangster, so we had a mutual gangster understanding, you feel me? That's all that was, but free play though.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, it sounded like he was just trying to find a home. He finally found the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Short 200 would take it as far as a diss song dissing EBK J-Bo and Little Play.
Look, show dog, I'm the main op, name hot. Don't fuck with Play, cause he gang hot. Tell J-Bo I got something to make his face hot.
Joining EBK seemed like a good business deal, with EBK J-Bo being one of California's biggest up-and-coming rappers, taking the world by storm, and just being affiliated with J-Bo, doing songs with him, and seeming to be one of the closest individuals to J-Bo. This helped Little Play rack in hundreds of thousands of views on songs he made.
You got 3 different hoods captured on you, boy, right? You was from out north, 1 2 MBO, 1 2 MBO. Play.
Hey, on my mama, you cry for nothing, bro. Dead homie.
Nah, bro, let him play 1 2 MBO. Then you was 200. Now you're EBK.
You cry for nothing on my mama. Niggas kicked him from the table. J-Bo like that's my cousin.
But wasn't he from MBO out north?
For all this cross-politicking and clicking up, created a lot of chaos, and the whole EBK movement had a lot of people from different gangs join them and leave their original gangs behind. For all this cross-politicking and clicking up created a lot of chaos, and the whole EBK movement had a lot of people from different gangs join them and leave their original gangs, creating more bad blood, and even J-Bo affiliating himself with 200 at a point, and now hanging out with their rivals being Case. And he even said in his own song several times, he was fucking up the politics. But Little Play ties to EBK were deeper than rap, and he was willing to crash out about his gang. On the other side of things, the rival side of EBK,
yeah, he definitely came on fucking up the politics. I ain't know about all this shit, bruh. This bouncing around from here to there, you know what I mean?
He had several rappers like Twani Main, B Nice, MB Nail, and J Black among many others. And at this point, all these rappers in their hoods had no beef with Nightingale or EBK. But things would change, and their beef would lead to a lot of bodies dropping on both sides. J Black was a well-known Stockton rapper who racked up hundreds of thousands of views over the span of his rap career. But on March 4th, 2023, J Black's rap career will come to an end. A known rival store at EBK will be Southside Market. If they wanted to catch a rival, that would be a good location. And that's when J Black was. He was sitting in front of Southside Market with a host of other people, where he would be ambushed and shot and killed, along with a woman.
Police are looking for the suspects in separate murders over the weekend. 3 people were killed. On Saturday night, police say 24-year-old Andrea Jones and 29-year-old Jacob Haywood Thomas were killed. The shooting happened near South Airport.
Rest in peace to both of them, bro. Condolences to their family. Shit is crazy.
Way and 8th Street. Both were from Stockton.
Police said a silver SUV was leaving just after the shooting on South Airport Way. A silver Infiniti SUV with tinted windows were reported to have been leaving the area just after the shootings. And after J Black's death, he'd be heavily taunted in songs by the EBK side, and at this point, being one of the most dissed people in Stockton history. After this, Little Play would drop several songs, even reaching 1 million views on his song Shay Shay, but he wouldn't have time to experience his success. By May of 2023, at the age of 18, Little Play was arrested for a long list of charges.
I'm going to jail, bro. We on the high speed, bro. But I'm going to jail, bro.
Including criminal street gang enhancement, firearm, street gang activity, and 2 murders. That murder case came from J Black's murder, which Little Play was allegedly involved in, along with an unidentified 16-year-old, and later another EBK member would be arrested named Dada. While behind bars, Little Play released his first and only album called 21 Days In, which featured Yada, EBK J-Bo, and EBK Lebo. Little Play would get no bail, and has been in jail since 2023. Even though Little Play is in jail for double murders, things only got worse, with his name being tied to things when he was behind bars. A woman named Morena was reported missing on December 7, 2023, 2 days after she was last seen with friends, and had arranged to meet with a woman named Shakari and a man named Chance, who played basketball for the G League Kings. Shakari and Morena both were 304s, and Shakari had a point.
Yeah, I remember this crazy shit, bro. So I wonder, let's hear it. I wonder what he had to do with this.
Was connected to Little Play. Shakari was mad at Morena for telling people that she told on Little Play in the murder he allegedly committed. On December 6, 2023, Shakari and her new man Chance devised a plan to take Morena out. On the night of December 5th, Chance messaged Morena, posing as a trick. Morena was also tricked by Shakari, as she thought it would be a double date experience for them both with Chance. But Chance and Sakari had other plans. Early in the investigation, detectives suspected foul play, and they obtained evidence to arrest Sakari and her boyfriend Chance for their role in the kidnapping and disappearance of Morena. When the police picked up Chance, he provided detectives his pen to get into his phone. Police said they uncovered messages dating back to December 1st, 2023 between Chance and Sakari, planning kidnapping and the murder of Morena. Chance admitted to strangling Morena with an HDMI cord while he was in the back seat. Police said he told detectives I blacked out. Based on the information obtained after the arrest of Sakari and Chance, detectives were able to recover human remains in a desert in Henderson, Nevada. The remains were later identified as Morena. Chance and Sakari are still currently in jail fighting their cases.
An alleged kidnapping and murder.
So I don't see. That's the shit that I don't get. You in there fighting your case when you could just take your time, bro. You already done told them you blacked out. You know what I'm saying? You gonna black out when they give you that time for sure.
Connected to a pro basketball player, sex work, and now a California double murder.
Vanessa Murphy has the latest twist in this high-profile and tragic case.
This is Morena Rogers, a 23-year-old woman visiting Las Vegas from Washington State who was killed on December 6th, who thought she was meeting a client, also known as a trick. But the man she was actually meeting,
Comanche versus Bonchi, the two bigs,
was Chance Comanche, NBA G League player for the Stockton Kings, who was in town for a game at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. Police say Comanche and a woman he claims he previously dated, 19-year-old Sakari Harnden, had been plotting Rogers' murder since at least December 1st. Detectives uncovering numerous text messages on the Telegram app about the plot, including while Comanche was on the court. And a few days later, Comanche, I can snap her neck. If you get a nice little thick piece of rope, I can do it from the back seat. Like
you could see in his eyes, he had that little slow look. You know what I'm saying? You playing basketball, texting a motherfucker about a murder. Yeah, you slow.
How killers do it in the movies. And that's just what Comanche said he did when detectives say he confessed after his arrest in Sacramento, California, and strangled and choked her and then dumped her body nearby. The Clark County coroner confirming the remains were hers. Say Harnden was upset. Rogers told people she snitched on a boyfriend. He's identified as this man, who's accused of a double murder in Stockton. Police say he has gang ties. As a rapper, he goes by the name EBK Lil Play. While he's in jail, his Instagram account remains active. After we reported on the possible connection to the murder case in Las Vegas, quote, keep me out of all the shenanigans.
This case was a highly publicized case and made many news outlets, but Little Play's name kept coming up in the reports, with the media placing him to the crime, which he was already in jail for. He would take the IG from behind bars, asking to get left out of it. While in jail, a lot would occur with Little Play, from his rivals doing interviews about fighting him and beating him up, from his enemies still dissing him in songs, and he became J-Bo becoming the biggest young star from California, which J-Bo would keep his name lit, mentioning him in several songs all the time. Little Play threw his life away for a gang he only claimed for around 2 years. As of 2025, Little Play still fighting his murder case, and he still awaits his outcome of his life. This will conclude this.
Definitely threw it away, bro. You was definitely tripping. So they kept throwing Little Play name. They was throwing your name out there, like basically trying to allude to you having, like, you putting these people up to the shit. They could have just been some crazy fans. But if I'm hearing things right? The girl was Play ex-girlfriend, and she was messing with the basketball player too. So she got her new boyfriend to pull a skit for her ex-boyfriend over some snitch shit. And how y'all thought that was gonna work out? That shit crazy. Like, you could tell blood wasn't even built for it in the first place. You talking about you lost it. You get in there and admit to the shit. They already had you anyway, so I mean, shit, it really wasn't no point in trying to lie or whatever. But if you was gonna fight your case, you might as well lie. But yeah, bro, this shit was crazy. Damn. And also, so if them people put all that shit in the news, that mean the prosecutions or whoever was trying to, like, you feel me, got you up against this shit, they kind of feel like you getting rid of witnesses too, bro. Yeah, this shit shaky. It ain't looking good as of now, but he's still fighting, and we gonna have to see. But y'all, let me know what y'all think, bro. We on to the next one. I ain't know about all this shit, bro. Used to be 200, used to be a crib, then go down for a body off for EBK, some blood shit. Ooh, yeah, this ain't, you feel me? Yeah, this ain't good, bro. I wonder if they gonna use the lyrics. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Say ho, playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yak, now and not later, ho. Say ho, I can't playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yak, now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yak, now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yak, now and not later, ho.